Alright, let's get out of the way. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment if you like. Alright, let's start this new season of anime with The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague, Episode 1. This show is about cats, and even more cats. Oh, and a cute guy. But the show is really about a grown woman starting her new job. So every day she waits for the train station to wait for the bus stop. And while she's waiting for everything, she's thinking back to when she was in high school and people called her a robot or she was emotionless. But she just doesn't overreact like most anime characters do. So I suppose that would be considered a robot. But she's walking to the bus stop and then she sees ice even though it's spring. And she looks up and there's a weird guy. His legs are frozen in place for some reason. And she says, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" And he says, "Oh yeah, I'm good. That's just how I am. I'm starting a new job and that's why I have cold feet." Somehow they're the only ones on that same street and I'm thinking, no one else works at this time? And there's no one to ask him, "Hey, are you okay?" But for the purpose of this anime, we gotta fucking do this shit. So at first I thought the ice was fake and it was more metaphorical, but no, it's literal. The lady tries to pour hot tea on his legs and it doesn't melt shit. Then she offers him tea, he accepts it, and they just sit there calmly and the ice cracks. And then he says, "Well, did you know that I'm a descendant of an ice woman? Whenever I get emotional, I turn to ice. I've never met a fucking monster in my life." Stone face, no emotion. Wow. So after having a good evening, they both say, "Alright, see you later," and they go their separate ways. But I think they both like each other because they say, "Oh, I wish we could meet each other again," in their heads, but not to each other because they're very introverted. So the Ice Queen gets to his work and he's looking through all the computers and he says, "Which one's mine? Which one's mine?" And he looks up and you won't fucking believe who's there. It's that woman they met. No way. It's my first day at a new job and it's your first day at a new job. What are the chances of both of us starting at the same time at the same place? So quirky. And luckily for him, he's not the only weird one here. Besides that, his hair turns blue like a Super Saiyan. There's a woman who works there too, and she grows 2 fox ears and 1 big ass tail.
You won't believe it. I'm a descendant of a fox.
But the good thing is that they found friends finally at the workplace very fast. They didn't have to really talk to them. They just introduced themselves and bam. And then they ask each other, "Hey, is there anything weird about you?" And she says, "No, I'm just human." And then the other guy says, "Same." Cool. Hey, have you seen the boss? He's also kind of weird. He almost looks exactly like Buddha, but in a suit. Well, when the day's over, she goes home, and she's a loner. She lives in an apartment by herself and a cat. She talks to her cat about her day, and she says, for a reward for taking care of the house. She tries to give the cat a home, but instead she chooses the bag that she ate the food from. And when she's not talking to the cat, she's thinking about the Ice Queen, and the Ice Queen's thinking about her. And he says, I can't wait for tomorrow. It's gonna be so great. And here's a question for you guys. How many of you guys work at a place where not every day, but most days, you like the people that work there so much that you can't wait to go there again? So the only thing that I'm very sad about with the Ice Queen is that he can't touch things that he likes because he'll freeze them. So he stays away from cats and flowers and cute things like that he really enjoys. This lady is overly kind because she bought straw mulch so that freezing doesn't kill the plants and that he can actually see them without killing them. She had to carry around that bag on the train, on the bus, to work just to give to him. And she said that she took the first train out, so she had to wake up really early just to do this. She could have just said, "Hey, here's something I saw online, you should go and buy it yourself." I believe this only happens when you only have about one best friend. So you put all your effort into that one friend because you have no one else to talk to. But he appreciates this so much that he starts a snowstorm, and everyone's like, "Whoa, it's cold." So the next day he complains to her and says, "I can't touch cats because I freeze them to death." And then she says, maybe I'll find a solution. And the next day after that, in a really nice box, she puts her cat's whiskers in there and says, "Hey, if you like cats so much, you can just look at these every day. And if you ever want to admire some cats, you can just look at these whiskers and really feel happy." In order to thank her, he goes and gets a limited edition type of food that she knows that took weeks to find because it's really hard to find it where they live. And he says, "Here you go." I'm just really surprised that she doesn't feel the cold at all. She just sits next to him while he's freezing. So one day, they go to work, and he covered himself in an igloo, and everyone's trying to talk to him, but he says, "No, please, I have to keep working." And he's working all day long because he forgot to save some data. Even though he's worked basically all day, and it's already nighttime, his coworker's also there for a really long time, but he feels really sick, and he says, "You know what? I'll take some of your stuff," and he takes the majority of it. So they're just two really nice people who like each other. To conclude the episode, they're going to Okinawa to have a workshop there, but something in Okinawa he doesn't like. He says, "I can't believe it. I hope we don't go. I might miss." Question of the day is, have you guys ever seen this anime? Is it a manga? Is it a light novel? You can tell me in the comment section below. Alright guys, peace.